Good, you? What's up, Mark? Take care, brother. What's up? Oh, Michelle. Hey, what's up, Teresa? I appreciate that, man. Yeah, the community's coming together, man. Good stuff. Getting there, yeah. Slowly but surely. One second. It's on Walpole Express website. Yeah, she has to do a mapping tomorrow. Yeah, he did. He was one big play away, man. I do like the live version.
Only imagine what it will be like when I walk by your side.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what my eyes will see.
Hang on one second. I gotta find my glasses. My nerd glasses.
Is before me. I can only imagine. Yeah. your glory? What will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when that day comes and I find myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine when all I would do is forever worship you. I can only imagine, yeah. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when all I would do is forever worship you. I can only imagine.
Oh, there we go. Sorry. Hey, I heard the only touchdown Casey had was when the plane landed. No, Babe Ruth.
Didn't know how to play it, but he knew for sure that one guitar felt good in his hand. Didn't take long to understand. Just one guitar, some way down low, was the one-way ticket, only one way to go. So he started rocking. Ain't never gonna stop. Gotta keep on rocking. Someday gonna make it through the top and be a jukebox hero. He's a jukebox hero. He's a fucking jukebox hero. Jukebox hero.
don't have stuff I don't want. It's the difference between men and women.
In a heavy downpour, somebody cast his own shadow.
No, I didn't talk to him a lot. I talked to him. I met him.
Like a trip through the past. That day in the rain, and that one guitar with his whole life changed. Now he needs to keep a rocking. He just can't stop.
Hang on 1 second.
Gotta keep on rocking. That boy has got to stay on top. Be a jukebox hero. He's a jukebox hero. Yeah, jukebox hero. Come alive tonight. You gotta keep it rocking. You just can't stop. Gotta keep on rocking. That boy has got to stay on top. To be a jukebox hero. He's a jukebox hero. Give me one guitar. Put stars in his eyes. Jukebox hero. Nobody right till somebody wrong. Nobody weak till somebody strong. No one get lucky till luck comes along. Nobody lonely till somebody's gone. It's in the way that you use it. It comes and it goes. It's in the way that you use it. Boy, don't you know? It's in the way that you use it.
Excuse me.
It comes and it goes. It's in the way that you use it. Boy, don't you know? You lie, you will lose it. Feelings will show.
Hey, Press, what's up?
Oh, don't you ever refuse it. Don't let it go. I've seen dark skies living like this. Walked on some thin ice in this. I told him why lies never like this. You'll change the true wise never like this. It's in the way that you use it. Why don't you know? So won't you ever refuse it?
We're working on the lumber company right there. The only thing would have capped off that night would have been if Brady put a MAGA hat on at the end.
I would walk 10 miles on my hands and knees. Ain't no doubt about it, baby, it's you I need. I wrestle with a lion and a grizzly bear. It's my life, baby, but I don't care. That tough enough, that tough enough, that tough enough, that tough enough. Oh, you baby, I would swim the sea. Nothing I do for you that's too tough for me. Put out a burning building with a shovel and dirt. Not even worry about getting hurt. That tough enough. That tough enough. That tough enough. That tough enough. Work 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Hey, Matthew, what's up, brother?
So I come home and kiss your cheek. I love you in the morning, and I love you in June. I love you in the night, and take you to the moon. Ain't that tough enough? Ain't that tough enough? Ain't that
Yeah.
tough enough? Ain't that tough enough? Ain't about earning money that I've earned, and not even worry about getting burned. I'm lying by state by floor, I'm an Ali, just to have you there close to me. That's tough enough. That's tough enough. That's tough enough.
Yeah. We were supposed to do one last night. We moved it back to tonight after the model session.
make you whole. It's not just a game of notes, it's the sounds inside your soul. Magic of a melody runs through you like a stream. Notes that play flow through your head like a dream. Like a dream. I sing this song for the common man, for the people in despair. Bring my song into the world and I sing it everywhere. Simple truth lies waiting here for everyone to share. So hold on, I will take you there. Hold on, and I will take you.
I don't know that he was a legend.
He takes your soul lost without a trace. Hold you down and turn you round and put you in your place. Another day, another dollar, another pretty face. Another chance to lose yourself in the endless haze. Hold on to your dreams. Hold on, even though it seems everyone around you has their little schemes.
No.
Listen to your heart. Hold on to your dreams.
He was your bass. He came in and gloated and left. He'll be back.
There's something in the air. There's a celebration deep within a song. Celebrate this feeling that can't be wrong. Hold on to your dreams. Hold on, even though it seems everyone around you has their little schemes. Listen to your heart. Hold on to your dreams. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Doing good.
Caught up in routine, you got to play it. Time won't wait for us, we got to play it. Break into the chance, you got to take it. Take it. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
K9, what's up, brother? Excuse me.
It's your decision, it's a chance that you take. It's on your head, it's a habit that's hard to break. Do you need a friend? Would you tell the lies? Would you take the end? You're lonely in the dark. In the dark. In the dark. In the dark. You never listen to the voices inside. They fill your ears as you run to a place to hide. You're never sure if the illusion is real. You get yourself, but the
Hey, Elaine, what's up?
Can you break away from your alibis? Can you make a play? Will you meet me in the dark? In the dark. In the dark.
Give me 1 second, all right, guys?
In the dark. In the dark. In the dark. Got your name there. Hey, hey. Got your name there. Oh, yeah. Got your name there. Hey, hey. Got your name there. Oh, yeah. No interest, no opinions to hear. You make the rounds, or you try to be so sincere. You got your hopes and you pocket your dreams.
Slowly, taking my time. Hang on, I'm putting some links together for the modeling class, so give me 1 minute.
Nastiness on my bureau, you lay with the right, with insufficient tact. One must put up barriers that keep oneself in pride. Living in the limelight, the universal dream for those who wish to see. Those who wish to be must put aside the alienation. Get on with the fascination, the real relation, the underlying need. Living in a fish island, stuck in the camera eye. I have no heart to lie. I can't pretend a stranger is a long-awaited friend. All the world should be the same. Unbelief players, bombers and portrayers, illusion of his audience, outside the gilded gate. Living in the limelight, the universal dream for those who wish to see. Those who wish to be must put aside the alienation. Get on with the fascination, the real creation, the underlying need. Living in the limelight, the universal dream for those who wish to see. Those who wish to be must put aside the alienation. Get on with the fascination, the real relation, the underlying need. The real relation, the underlying need.
No, it's not. Is that true? Bitcoin?
Through on the wooden cross, blackbird and bomb. 400 empty acres that used to be my farm. Grew up like my daddy did, my grandpa grew this land. When I was 5, I walked the fence while grandpa held my hand. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. This land for the nation, this land made me proud. Son, I'm just sorry there's no legacy for you now. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. drops through last summer weren't enough to pay the loan. Could buy the seed plant to spring and farm the bank foreclosed. Come on,
holy shit. Oh, there's $1. It's $14. It's up to 46. Wow. Take away man's dignity, can't work his kids and trials, but blood on the scarecrow, blood on the plow, blood on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Yeah, it is actually. It's 97 crosses, planted in the courthouse yard. It's me anyway. Families who lost 97 farms. I think about my grandpa, my neighbors, and my name. Some nights I feel like dying, like I still go in the rain. Lay on the sand road, blood on the plow. This land for the nation, this land made me proud. Son, I'm just sorry, this memories for you now. No, I like 3 rings. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. This land for the nation, this land made me so proud. Son, I'm sorry, this memories for me now. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. She said, I seen you in here before. I said, I've been here a time or two. She said, hello, my name is Bobby and Joe. Meet my twin sister, Betty Lou. And we're both feeling kind of wild tonight. You're the only cowboy in this place. And if you're up for a rodeo, I'll put a big Texas smile on your face. I said, girls, I ain't as good as I once was. I've got a few years on me now. But there was a time back in my prime when I could really lay it down. If you need some love tonight, then I might have just enough. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. I still hang out with my best friend Dave. I've known him since we were kids at school. Last night he had a few shots, got in a tight spot. I swam became a pool with a couple of redneck boys, one great big fat biker man. I heard David yell across the room, hey buddy, how about a helping hand? I said, Dave, I ain't as good as I once was. How the years have flown. But there was a time back in my prime when I could really hold my own. If you want to fight tonight, guess guess those boys don't look all that tough. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. I used to be hell on wheels back when I was a younger man. Now my body says that you can't do this, boy, but my pride says, oh yes you can. I ain't as good as I once was. That's just a cold hard truth.
No, I'm good.
I still throw a few back, talk a little smack when I'm feeling bulletproof.
I think we're gonna try and do the.
So don't double dog dare me
I don't know.
now,
I'm not sure.
'cause I'd have to call your bluff. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. May not be good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
Big Bo! What's up?
I can't stand to fly. I'm not that naive. I'm just out to find the better part of me. I'm more than a bird, I'm more than a plane, I'm more than some pretty face beside a train, and it's not easy to be me. I wish that I could cry, fall upon my knees, find a way to lie about a home I'll never see. It may sound absurd, but don't be naive. Even heroes have the right to bleed. I may be disturbed, but won't you concede? Even heroes have the right to dream, and it's not easy to be me. Up away from me. Well, it's alright. You can all sleep sound tonight. But I'm not crazy or anything. I can't stand to fly. I'm not that naive. Men were meant to ride with clouds that swing their knees. I'm only a man, a silly red sheet, taking for kryptonite on this one-way street. Only a man, not for the red sheet, looking for special things inside of me, inside of me. Inside of me, yeah, inside of me, inside of me. I'm only a man, not for the right sheet. I'm only a man, looking for a dream. I'm only a man, not for the red sheet. And it's not easy. It's not easy.
You're a funny guy. What, funny like I amuse you?
So go easy, yeah. Cause love comes from me a little ways. Shakes the devil when he misbehaves. I ain't nobody's fool. Come on, shake it up. Whatever I do, off the cradle of love.
Do it, Billy.
Off the cradle of love. Yes, the cradle of love. Don't rock easily, it's true. I won't stand for heaven above. That's right. To rock the cradle of love. Yes, the cradle of love. Don't talk, teach me to. Yeah. Let's for your own ego. I need you know it's easy. Know how to please me, yeah. Cause love sounds slow and faint. You dress up, it ain't in vain. I ain't nobody's fool. Come on, shake it up, whatever I do.
The AT&T commercial was hilarious with Brady and Gronk. Yeah, Bruce Springsteen acting like a cowboy was hilarious and pathetic. Now they want unity. 4 years of burning shit down. Now we need to come together behind this dirt ball. Oh, thanks. Did I go 7? No, I didn't. I'm $14 in then. Yeah.
Sent from heaven above. That's right. To rock the cradle of love. Rock the cradle of love. Yeah. Cradle of love. That's it, alright. All of the devil of love. Alright. Cradle of love. It's easy. Tonight, if you might sleep. Alright. If you are peaceful tonight, then let me eat you. Yeah. Cradle of love, yeah. Cradle of love. All right. I'll set you right from salvation. So yeah. Wow.
You're reaching tonight, little man. Lieutenant. All right. My man, I got you. You got me. Wow, I didn't even realize I just shuttled out that many.
We can push with all our might, but nothing's gonna come Oh no, nothing's gonna change. And if I ask you not to try, oh, could you let it be? I wanna hold you and say we can throw this away. Tell me you won't go, you have to hear me say I can't stop loving you. And no matter what I say or do, you know my heart is true. Oh, I can't stop loving you. You can change your friends.
I think we'll do the modeling start at 8 and then do the game at 9. How's that sound? Although I do have it up there for 10, I think.
And do anytime. Oh no, but I think you'll find that when you look inside your heart, oh, baby, I'll be there. Yeah, hello. Oh, baby, come on. I just wanna hear you say I can't stop loving you. And no matter what you say or do, you know my heart is true. Oh, I can't stop loving you. Oh, so please steal time. And all I remember was how we tried. Only to surrender. And when it's over, I know how it's gonna be. And true love will never die. I can't stop loving you. And no matter what I say or do, you know my heart is true. Oh, I can't stop loving you. I know what I've got to do. And when what you said is true. Oh, I can't stop loving you. Oh, I can't stop loving you.
All right, I withheld right there and I should have snapped. Gosh, dog it.
A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance that I could make those people dance, and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I delivered. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride. But something touched me deep inside the day the music died. So bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Did you write the book of love? And do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. Now do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes.
Yeah, Lieutenant, what I was going to ask you is about Keno. He's that guy in the room who's the only one laughing at his own jokes, isn't he? Like, he tells a joke and he laughs obnoxiously loud and nobody else laughs at all. He's that guy, right? Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye and saying, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Now for 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone, but that's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean, and a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned. Now verdicts was returned, and while Lennon read a book on Marx, the quartet practiced in the park. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sang dirges in the dark of the day. The music died. We were singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee.
So the pity I feel is real.
Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Helter skelter in the summer swelter, birds flew off with a fallout shelter. 8 miles high and falling fast. The land is foul on the grass. The players tried for a forward pass with the jester on the sidelines in a cast. Now the halftime air was sweet perfume while the sergeants played a march.
Hey, Gare, what's up, brother?
We all got up to dance, but we never got the chance, 'cause the players tried to take the field. The marching band refused to yield. Do you recall what was revealed today? The music died. We started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Oh,
Whenever, Gary, what do you think? 45 minutes, you good?
Lost in space with no time left to start again. So come on, Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick. Jack Flash sat on a candle.
That's exactly right, K9.
Fire is the devil's only friend. Oh, and as I watched him on the stage, my hands were clenched in fists of rage. No angel born in hell could break that Satan spell. And as the flames climbed high into the night, to light the sacrificial rite, I saw Satan laughing with delight today. The music died. He was singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I died. I met a girl who sang the blues, and I asked her for some happy news, but she just smiled and turned away. I went down to the sacred store where I'd heard the music years before, but the man there said the music wouldn't play. And in the streets the children screamed, the lovers cried and the poets dreamed, but not a word was spoken. The church bells all were broken, and the three men I admire most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, they caught the last train for the coast the day the music died. And they were singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. They were singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. It was 1989, my thoughts were short, my hair was long, caught somewhere between a boy and man. She was 17 and she was far from in between. It was summertime in northern Michigan. Splashing through the sandbar, talking by the campfire. It's the simple things in life, like when and where. We didn't have no internet, but man, I never will forget the way the moonlight shined upon her hair. And we were trying different things, and we were smoking funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song. Sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow, singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet Home Alabama
Hang
all
on, right
summer
there.
long. Catching walleye from the dock, watching the waves roll off the rocks. She'll forever hold a spot inside my soul. We blister in the sun, we couldn't wait for night to come to hit that sand and play some rock and roll. While we were trying different things, and we were smoking funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song. Sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow, singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Nothing's gonna come. Oh no, nothing's gonna change. And if I ask you not to try, oh, could you let me? I wanna hold you to say we can throw this all away. Tell me you won't go, you won't go, you have to hear me say I can't stop loving you. I don't know what I say or do, but you know my heart is true. Oh, I can't stop loving you. You can change your friends, your ways of life. You can change your mind. We can change the things we say and do it in time. Oh no, but I think you're right. That when you look inside your heart, oh, baby, I'll be there. Yeah. Oh, I just wanna hear you say I can't stop loving you. And don't know what you say or do. You know my heart is true. I can't stop loving you. Oh, so wasting time. All I remember is how we tried.
Oh, crap. I got to do an interview. I'm doing Larry Elder's show right now.
Larry Elder Show.
Hey, it's Kurt Schilling. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. How are you doing, Mr. Schilling?
Good. Is the connection okay?
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Good.
We're coming up in about 2 minutes. Do you want me to call you back, or is it easier to stay on hold?
It's up to you, brother. Oh, you. Whatever you want.
Well, I'll put you on hold, and as soon as Larry's back from break, we'll...
Hey, you know what? Wait. Call me back just in case, because the connection will deteriorate.
Okay. Yeah, good idea.
All right.
I'll call you in about 2 minutes.
All right. Bye. Her nerve.
Now nothing seems as strange as when the leaves began to change. Oh, how we thought those days would never end. Sometimes I hear that song and I'll start to sing along and think, man, I'd love to see that girl again. And we were trying different things, and we were smoking other things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song. Sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. We were trying different things, and we were smoking saying funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song. Sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long.
She's doing good. She gets her mapping for radiation tomorrow. And then her final chemo is Wednesday.
Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long.
Hey, Mr. Schilling, Christian from the Larry Elder Show.
What's up? Hey, Christian.
Good timing.
Hey, you don't have to introduce yourself every time you call.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I've got Larry standing by, so we'll patch you into the show right now.
All right.
Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Larry's father, Staff Sergeant Randolph Elder, says hard work wins. You have life when you put into it. And now, here's Larry Elder. Despite a sore ankle, Schilling opened his postseason with a win against Anaheim in the divisional series. Unfortunately, that ankle failed him in the opening game of the ALCS against the Yankees as he ruptured his tendon sheath. The injury left Schill just a shadow of himself on the mound. And not only did the Sox lose the game, but it was unknown if number 38 would be off for the postseason. The bell rang and then I couldn't answer. Did you not push off and drive after? I couldn't. We did everything we could do to try and fix it. It just wasn't working. And I was trying as hard as I could to make adjustments, but I couldn't get them. But what happened after is one of the most gutsy moves in sports history. Sox team Dr. Bill Morgan basically tied Kurt Schilling's tendon down to the bone to make it stable. And Schill took the mound in Game 6, blood seeping into his sock from the surgery. Like a scene from The Natural, Schilling pitched a gem against the Yankees, only giving up one run in 7 innings of work. The Sox won 4-2. Tonight, God did something amazing to me. I tried to be as tough as I could and do it my way. Game 1, I think we all saw how that turned out. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do this alone. And I prayed as hard as I could. I didn't pray to get a win or to make great pitches. I just prayed for the strength to go out there tonight and compete. And he gave me that. And I just can't explain to you what the feeling was to be out there. Kurt Schilling did not get in. Schilling should be in. And I wonder this. If Kurt Schilling was, let's say he was far left instead of far right with his political beliefs, would he be in? And I do believe the answer is yes. 888-971-SAGE, 888-971-7243. I am Larry Elder. We are ReliefFactor.com studios. I mentioned in the third hour, we'll be again speaking with Paul Scribano, the restaurant owner here in California, frustrated over the open and closed rules that have been given by the governor of California. My next guest won 216 games, 3.46 ERA, 6-time All-Star. And is second in the Cy Young voting. That's the award given to the best pitcher in each league. 3 times. Part of 3 World Series winning teams. Please welcome to the program, Kurt Schilling. Kurt, how are you?
Larry, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing great, Kurt. Look, I got to tell you, this 1-3 comeback you guys did, was it 2007?
Yeah, down 3-0.
No, you were down 1-3.
Nope, down 3-0, brother.
You were down 3-0 and you won 4 in a row?
Only team in hit baseball history.
Wow. Now, come on, let's clarify this stuff. Was that Tabasco sauce or was that real blood on your sauce?
You know what? Yankee fans have had a field day with that, but the only thing I ever respond anymore is I tell them, I don't know what it was, but I know the gold in my ring was white.
Well, Kurt, according to CNN, here are your sins. You expressed support for the rioters who stormed the Capitol. You shared a transphobic Facebook post, which led to your firing by ESPN. You compared Islamic extremists to Nazis in a tweet. You apologized. You You promoted a post that suggested journalists should be lynched. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with that one, but you retweeted a tweet that suggested one of the survivors of the 2018 Parkland shooting was a paid crisis actor, end of quote. To all of that, you say what, Kurt?
Well, most of that isn't actually true. As you well know, the media gets to make what they believe to be their interpretation of your social media based on your political leanings. I didn't support violence at the Capitol. I supported the protest of a rigged election. I never voiced any support for any violence, but and I compared Islamic extremists to Nazis, and my response to that is, which one are you, a Nazi or an Islamic extremist? Because I meant to offend you. I posted a picture of a transgender person, and I comment, and it was around the North Carolina bathroom bill, which I was saying, listen, if we need our government to tell us what bathroom to urinate in, there's a much deeper discussion to be had. The only one that's actually true in context is the tweeting of the T-shirt, but you just commented, so apparently you want to kill journalists too. So because that's that.
Well, the term lynching is a term that the left uses all the time. This was a high-tech lynching. It was this. It was that. It was this.
Yeah.
And so, as far as I'm concerned, it's a figure of speech. That you weren't literally saying that journalists ought to be lynched for crying out loud.
Yeah, but see, Larry, you don't. People like you, Larry. People like you don't get to play the game anymore because you're a grown man who understands how to interpret the English language and understands sarcasm and hyperbole, and the left does too. Until I'll give you a great example, Larry. Anderson Cooper basically called everybody that eats at Olive Garden and stays at Holiday Inn a redneck, no-name, nobody, right? When he gets called on it, he gets to amend it. Oh, I didn't really mean that. Conservatives don't get that freedom. We're stuck with whatever. We are in a cancel culture, and by that, and I mean that in the serious way, in the sense that I've lived 54 years on this earth, Larry. I've never said or done anything racist ever in my life. I played 20 years in the big leagues. I never had a teammate. No one in the sport ever said anything about me as a racist or any of the things that the media claims. But they can, if they don't like you, they can cancel you with one social media interaction. And it doesn't matter if you meant what you said or you said what you meant. They get to make the rules.
My guest is Kurt Schilling. Kurt, as you know, the Baseball Hall of Fame has this language called voting shall be based on the player's record, playing ability, integrity, sportsmanship, character, and contribution to the teams on which the player played, close quote. Now, there are people in the Hall of Fame that have won fewer games than you've won. There are people in the Hall of Fame with a higher ERA than you have. There's no question that based on your stats, you ought to be there. The reason you're not being there, in my opinion, and I want your opinion, is because of your politics.
Well, that's true, because if the character thing actually matters, there are two players in the history of Major League Baseball who've swept the humanitarian awards. Jamie Moyer and I. Those humanitarian, the Roberto Clemente Award, which was the most prized possession of my lifetime, all of these awards that were voted for who you were off the field were voted on by the same writers who now call me a racist pig. And this all started, Larry, the morning after Game 7 of Game 4 of the 2004 World Series. I was on Good Morning America, and I was with Charles Gibson. And if you remember what was going on at the time, it was the Bush election in 2004. And at the end of the interview, I was one of the Disneyland guys, Larry. I was one of the guys that said, I'm going to Disneyland. So we were actually getting ready to go to Disneyland. I'm signing off the interview, and I said, hey, Charles, make sure you tell everybody out to go out and vote tomorrow and vote Bush.
Kurt, we're going to take a break. Kurt, you've committed 2 crimes already. You've outed yourself as a Republican, and you've outed yourself as somebody who's God-fearing. Those are sins. You take that away, you're probably in the Hall of Fame. Kurt Schilling, please don't go away. We're taking calls. 888-971-SAG, 888-971-7243. I am Larry Elder.
Call the Larry Elder Show now at 888-971-SAGE. That's 888-971-7243. Eldorado's Let Larry Know What's on Your Mind.
Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Hey, Mr. Schilling, we'll be right back in about 4 minutes.
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks for taking the time.
Yep.
The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
You don't want me to humiliate you on live radio, K9. Because I will. I know you think your game is good, but mine's better. And I will do to you what's something you could never recover from.
The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Everybody heard me warn him.
The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 1 minute and 45 seconds. The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 1 minute and 15 seconds. The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 45 seconds. The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 15 seconds. The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 5 seconds.
Welcome back to the pain-free ReliefFactor.com studio. It's the Sage, Larry Elder.
The latest now on Kurt Schilling, the former baseball all-star, fired by ESPN after sharing an offensive message on social media. It is not the first time his comments have caused controversy, and ABC's Eva Pilgrim has this story.
Kurt Schilling did not get in. Schilling should be in. And if you, I wonder this, if Kurt Schilling was, let's say he was far left instead of far right with his political beliefs, would he be in? And I do believe the answer is yes.
888-971-SAGE, 888-971-7243, Larry Elder, ReliefFactor.com. My guest is Kurt Schilling. Kurt, I want to ask you the same question people have asked me. As you might know, I have got a movie out, I executive produced called Uncle Tom.
Yep.
We're trying to get it submitted for consideration for nomination as best documentary by the Academy, by the Motion Academy. And people are asking me, what difference does it make? Why does that matter to you? These are a bunch of lefties that you wouldn't invite over for tea, and here you are trying to get them to nominate your film. And the answer is, I want people to see the movie.
Right.
And if nominated, a boatload of people who wouldn't even know about the movie would see it. It's not that I want to be praised by these yahoos. So I've got the same question. You don't respect a lot of these baseball writers. They're the ones who are going to vote on this. What difference does it make to you whether they vote you in or not, given you don't respect many of these guys in the first place?
Well, that's why I stopped. I mean this in all sincerity. I've been saying it for the last 5 years, Larry. I stopped, and I don't know if the word. I stopped caring about 5 years ago. When I realized that I was going to have to be somebody else to get in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame became a non-issue for me, and I say that for this reason. I was raised by an amazing man, and one of the things my father taught me was don't ever live your life to impress people you don't know. Well, I know the sports writers. I know that these are some of the most morally flawed, corruptible, horrible, reprehensible human beings that on earth. Now, I'm not talking about all of them. There's some amazing guys. We just lost one last week, Mel Anton, one of the great ones. But the fact of the matter is, first of all, they shouldn't be the ones voting anyway. But secondly, when the vote totals change for a player year in and year out, it's an arbitrary process. When on this year we had, I think, 133 voters voted for 9 or 10 players. 16 voters voted for nobody. It's a flawed process. So that's why I made the request to the Hall of Fame to be removed from the ballot and in my final year. And they are going to consider it at the next meeting. And my hope is that they do, because if they do, then people who have no standing in life to judge me about anything will never again be able to judge me for anything. And if I get in the Hall of Fame, it'll be on the merits of my peers, the guys I played with and against. And I'm good with that.
My guest is Curt Schilling. Curt, what is your opinion about baseball being the only major Hall of Fame that has a morals clause? The NFL doesn't. O.J. Simpson hasn't been removed, even though he murdered 2 people. Baseball is the only one that appears to have a morals clause. What's your opinion about that?
Well, Larry, the baseball morals clause didn't seem to matter when they voted in Bill Conlon, a pedophile. They voted him into the writers' wing. He molested his niece. And after he passed away, when that was brought up to the writers, the head of the Writers Association said, well, that does nothing to do with the kind of writer he was. So, again, it's arbitrary. And the fact of the matter is, if the morals clause mattered, Dale Murphy would be in the Hall of Fame. If the morals clause mattered, Fred McGriff would be in the Hall of Fame. If the morals clause mattered, there would be guys in the Hall of Fame that aren't in. It's an arbitrary thing that they arbitrarily apply, and they apply 86% of the sports media. Here's some pretty amazing stuff, Larry. 86% of the sports media is liberal. 88% of sports editors are white males. 86% of sports journalists are white males. And almost 90% of sports columnists are white males. No sport other than baseball is over 30% white. Now, I would tell you that.
And they're lecturing you about
Right.
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 You know, Curt, I'm watching the NFL last night, watching the Super Bowl, and I'm looking at Goodell, and Goodell is, quote, disappointed that only, and these are air quotes, only 2 minorities were hired for the 7 vacant coaching positions.
Right.
And I'm yelling at my TV, Curt. You want to make a statement, Mr. Commish? Why don't you resign and appoint a black person that you think is equally qualified? And that way you'll take the first step.
Right.
Why don't all these people bitching and moaning and whining about systemic racism resign and have somebody who is a person of color take their job?
Well, it goes back to the horrible hypocrisy we've watched over my lifetime. You know, all of these socialist-loving wannabes, they want everybody else to participate in socialism, but they're not willing to participate themselves. All these woke college students, these white college students screaming for racial equality, I got an idea. Hand your scholarship over to a minority. Walk out of school and give because you're living a privileged life. College isn't like a God-given right. You have to earn it.
Curt Schilling is my guest. Curt, please don't go away. When we come back, I want to ask you about this morals clause and whether or not we can apply it to people like Greg Popovich. I know that the NBA does not have a morals clause, but somebody promoting this bogus narrative of systemic racism. that divides the country. What about that as a disqualifying factor? All of that and more with Kurt Schilling when we come back. 888-971-SAGE. Now, some say there might be over 100 million folks struggling with some kind of pain, whether from exercise or just getting older. That sounds like you. If you're suffering from back, shoulder, neck, hip, foot, knee pain from exercise or just getting older, consider ordering the 3-week quick start. That's $19.95. That's less than $1 a day to see if we can get you out of pain. After that, we're talking about less than the cost of a cup of coffee a day to stay out of pain. Go to relieffactor.com. Relieffactor.com. Over 70% of the people who order it go on to order more. Give your body what it needs to heal itself. 800-500-8384. 800-500-8384.
Live in the painfreerelieffactor.com studios, it's the Sage, Larry Elder.
Hey, Mr. Schilling, we'll be right back in about another 4 minutes. Is that okay with you?
That is quite all right.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
Yep.
The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 1 minute and 45 seconds.
I really hope I get 15-second updates.
The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 1 minute and 15 seconds. The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 45 seconds.
Wonder how long till we get back.
Radio Network returns from break in 15 seconds. The Larry Elder Show on the Salem Radio Network returns from break in 5 seconds.
America, we have a country to save. And now, here's Larry Elder.
Hey, Roger Goodell should relinquish his title, and then there's another opportunity for somebody else get his spot. So that's just what I would say is, you're talking about the stats and how so many, he wasn't really happy with how many weren't white. Why doesn't he just resign?
888-971-SAGE, 888-971-7243. I am Larry Elder. We are relieffactor.com studio. We will continue to discuss the trial tomorrow, the second impeachment trial of President Trump, scheduled to start tomorrow. Also, we'll be speaking with the restaurateur in the third hour, just flummox over the changing coronavirus standards here in the state of California. My guest is Kurt Schilling, who in my opinion ought to be in the Hall of Fame. Kurt, again, we talked about this morals clause in the Hall of Fame. You've been classy enough not to mention a number of people who, if it were applied, would not be in there, and that includes people like Ty Cobb. And with all due respect, I love Gaylord Perry, but he was a spitball pitcher, bragged about it, that's against the rules. And I love Paul Molitor, Kurt, but I got to tell you, Paul Molitor was publicly admitted he was doing cocaine.
Right.
And when he got into the Hall of Fame, nobody mentions it. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying, what are the rules here?
There aren't. They're arbitrary. Listen, we live in a country where the ruling power now gets to arbitrarily apply whatever rules they want. How else can you explain? And Larry, I'll ask you this as a black man in this country: how can you explain a party in power who is the only reason the fallacy of systemic racism still exists? And I would tell you this: it's become very obvious to me that the racism left in this country is the horrific bigotry of low expectations and systemic racism towards minorities. We have a discussion in this country, which boggles my mind, Larry, that we're debating whether or not you should have a government ID to vote in our election, because Democrats believe that blacks and minorities are too lazy and too stupid to get a driver's license or a government-issued ID. And yet, people still vote for them.
My reaction is, as an American, this soft bigotry of low expectations, the first time I heard anybody say that was George W. Bush, who's white.
Right.
This is offensive to everybody.
Right.
You get on an airplane, I don't want to know about diversity if I see a black or a woman or a Hispanic sitting in the co-pilot seat or the captain's seat. I want to make sure he or she aced the flight exams.
Well,
it's damaging to the entire country, Kurt.
Yeah, well, Larry, if you go back to the first big WikiLeaks dump back during the Clinton days, there was a document I read that was absolute, and it never got enough press, but it was mind-boggling in its racism. It was a document, and it was between Clinton and Podesta and a bunch of the higher-level staffers in the Clinton campaign, and they were talking about a transition team and filling positions in the cabinet, administrative positions, and they had the job title, let's say, Undersecretary of Agriculture, and it wasn't a list of names; it was a list of races. It would be nice to have a black lesbian woman in this position. And then another position was, it would be nice to have a gay man in this position. Should be somebody from the Middle East in this position. And it was a document in a nutshell that summed up exactly who these people are.
Well, that's right. And you've got Joe Biden saying, I want to put a cabinet that looks like America. What the hell does that even mean?
Well, that would be 80. It would be.
A baseball team, Kurt, that looks like America. A baseball team that wins.
It would be 13% black, right? Right. I mean,
Kurt, I got to ask you. Do you think that Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire should be in the Hall of Fame?
So if let's put it this way, Larry, if I'm voting, no, I would not vote for anybody that I know cheated. I just wouldn't. And so that would make it personally, that would be my opinion. That would be, I wouldn't cast a vote for anybody that I know cheated. And it pains me to say that, because Roger Clemens was monumentally important to me in my career. And I mean, early, I think before Roger started doing the things he did, he had in 1991, he pulled me aside and basically redirected my life and my career. And I'm forever grateful for that. And I was one of the last people dying on that hill in the clubhouse defending him. He didn't cheat. He didn't cheat. He didn't cheat. And then when all the evidence came out, it was kind of like the white OJ verdict. And right. I was pained and crushed by it, but no, I wouldn't put. Sad to think. I think both of those guys. I think Bonds and Clemens both were Hall of Famers before they cheated. But in my mind, no, I wouldn't vote for him. No.
Pete Rose.
I wouldn't vote for him. And I've been friends with Pete Rose for 32 years. I've known him. I love him to death. No, I wouldn't vote for him, because I have absolutely unequivocally no doubt that he bet on his team to win and lose as a player and as a coach. And I don't know any other way to put this, Larry. Every locker room I ever walked in, from the first day in Elmira, New York, to my last day in Fenway, the same sign is on every clubhouse door: the gambling rule. It's the one taboo.
My guess is Kurt Schilling. Kurt, we have a couple minutes left. Why didn't you do performance-enhancing steroids? Why didn't you do something to that everybody else was doing?
You know what, Larry?
Why did you not do that stuff?
I was talking to my son last night about this. because we were talking, my youngest son, we were talking about Jose Canseco and all the things he's going through, and I told him, how I felt bad for him. I felt sad, and we got on to talking about performance enhancing drugs, and I said, you know what? I never ever thought about it. I never considered it. Like I never sat around and thought, you know what? I should do PEDs, because in my mind, I was always thinking about what I can do tomorrow to be a better ball player, and that wasn't part of the equation. It's like it's like somebody wanting to be a billionaire and thinking about, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to work my butt off, but hey, you know what? Maybe I think I'm going to rob a bank too.
Right.
Someone
told me, I'm not going to tell you who, that a majority of current baseball players are on something. A majority. True or false?
Wow. Well, I was wrong when I played, Larry. I was wrong. I undershot the number by a large percent. I didn't believe. The other thing I told my son, I played 22 years, Larry. 22 years of professional baseball. I never, hand to God, I never saw steroids in the clubhouse in my life. Never. I never saw a player take it. I never saw needles. I never saw the stuff that does. Obviously, a lot of people were doing it, but I never saw it. And there's a reason why you don't see it, because somebody that does it is admitting they're not as good as you. Hey, I just want to say, Larry, that there's 80 million plus of us out here, and you have an enormous group of people pulling for you and praying for you on a daily basis. God bless you. Stay strong. I know you're a black man in this country and you're a conservative, so you're battling things I couldn't dream of. Stay strong, brother.
Thank you so much, Kurt. God bless.
God bless you.
Now, I've been telling you about Relief Factor for 5 years? Hey, thanks, Mr. Schilling.
Yep, thanks.
Playing from Kurt's iPhone.
Need more cowbell. They did take your call.
Seasons don't feel the reaper, nor do the wind, the sun, or the rain. Be like they are. Come on, baby, don't feel the reaper. Baby, take my hand, don't feel the reaper. We'll be able to fly, don't feel the reaper. Baby, I'm your man.
Oh, that's awesome, Chad. Thank you.
Romeo and Juliet, together in eternity.
Hey guys, I'm going to log out so I can start the broadcast for the modeling at 8. All right. Bo, you should be on before I get back, and then you'll be off. All right, I'll be back in about 10 minutes.